Hey, what's up, guys? Sean here. So, I wanted to talk briefly about something that separates human beings from all the other animals on planet Earth. Now, there are a couple of animals that perhaps are on our level, human beings level, or beyond. Referring to dolphins, whales, some just because they can't manipulate their environment as obvious and effectively as a human, or communicate in such a way that humans can. That doesn't mean that dolphins and whales aren't as smart or smarter than us. But that's for another day. So the vast majority of all the animals on planet Earth, there's a difference between humans and all these animals. Well, no crap, right? But I would like to get a little deeper with that, talking about why a human being's soul is, for lack of a better word, on a different level than animal souls. Now, I think deep down inside, you look at the biggest picture viewpoint you can. Everything's equal. Everything's the same. But in this physical realm, there's duality and polarity, and it's a much more convoluted or complicated layout because of all these different possibilities and such. So, excuse me. So one thing that really separates a human being from all the other animals, something that I believe comes from like a deeper level, like what you might refer to as your soul, and that is laughter, and not just the normal like chuckles or the laughing in a social like setting. It's actually the full belly, hearty laugh, the laugh where you laugh so hard that your stomach hurts and you can't even think straight. You feel all these sensations, these pleasure sensations throughout your body. That experience. So the laughing is the noise that's made, but I'm more referring to the overall bliss that your body, the sensations of bliss that your body feels during this episode of hearty laughing. That is something that the animals just do not possess. So that shows that there's something different, and I know it's obvious. Humans are different than the other animals for a million and one reasons, but the laughing component, because there's a lot of similarities between humans and animals, but yeah, the laughter part that separates us, and it shows that our soul is made differently, or it's at a different consciousness level. So yeah, so there's other differences that I could go into, but just think about it. Animals are not going to laugh, and humans do. So that shows something different. Also, I'm going to keep it family friendly, so I might be a little bit ambiguous with some of my wording, but um, the physical component of romance. Yeah, that is also something. I know there's primates that have been shown to engage in such things for pleasure, but humans take the cake with that. No pun intended. Humans definitely take the cake with that, and they do. That's a huge part of the human experience, deriving pleasure from that. And I would like to use that as a segue to describe how I perceive the amazingness of this other reality that you would go to when your physical body no longer is functioning. So when you die, you go somewhere else. Your consciousness continues its journey, and my understanding is that experience is of living in that reality is so much more profound, amazing, blissful, wonderful. Think of 1,000 words that are synonymous with bliss and pleasure, and that's what that's like up there. So a little hint about how amazing it is to exist in that reality that's not bound by these physical constraints in a human body, where your consciousness returns to its more natural state, the state you were in before you were born. And that would be orgasm. Like I said, it was a segue. Orgasm, the experience of an orgasm. It's brief, but think about that split second where you're like maximizing the feeling of like that moment where you're having orgasm, and the pleasure, the intensity of the physical pleasure. And my understanding is that in that other reality past the physical world, it's like that all the time. All the time. And again, another segue would be that hearty laugh that full belly laugh, that laugh that you can't control, and it's just a overpowering feeling of laughter. That would be synonymous with having a conversation with another being. So, in other words, I'm not saying I'm trying to not get into religious definitions, but let's just call it heaven or wherever you go when your body dies. That reality, when you're talking to another being, another spirit, another conscious life form, just a conversation would be as pleasurable as having like a ridiculously big laughing attack down here. So, and then being excited in that reality would be the closest we can guess would be like when you have an orgasm. It's that amazing. So for those who don't believe in quote unquote life after death, I respect your viewpoint. But yeah. So anyway, that's just a couple things to think about. I was thinking about that. Wanted to kind of share that with you guys. So I will see you next time. Have a good one.